Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has downgraded the forecast from a tsunami warning to a tsunami advisory.
Hawaii Department of Defense Adjutant General Stephen Logan, after a long night of worry about waves triggered by one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded off the Russian coast, a magnitude 8.8.
The worst for Hawaii is now behind us, which is just a sigh of relief to start off the day. With that said, high water definitely recorded. The highest water rise recorded in northwest Maui at 5.7 feet.
Fox weather meteorologist Britta Merwin.
But this is a series of waves and ebbs and flows. We don't have the all clear given yet by the Tsunami Center.
And there are still tsunami alerts also on the California coast with small waves detected. That quake is the most powerful one since the 2011 tsunami disaster in Japan. It was near Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula where there was flooding reported. And speaking of Russia, President Trump's deadline for leader Vladimir Putin to stop the war in Ukraine is down to 9 days.
Now it's 7,000 people are dying a week. Mostly Ukrainian and Russian soldiers.
The president on Air Force One flying back from Scotland. He's threatening new economic sanctions and big tariffs on Russia's trading partners. In New York City, a vigil for the 4 people murdered in the shooting spree at a Manhattan high-rise building. That's a Muslim prayer for Diderul Islam, an off-duty police officer who was working security. Mayor Eric Adams called for stricter gun control.
We cannot respond to senseless gun laws through vigils. It must be responded through legislation.
As the investigation continues into the gunman, Shane Tamura, who drove from Las Vegas to New York to carry out the attack that ended when he killed himself. He had a history of mental health issues and left behind a note suggesting he suffered CTE from playing football. That building is the NFL's headquarters. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Gunshots and an officer down. You have a clear radar, and it's 71 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 91 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. An officer in Indianapolis was shot on Tuesday afternoon.
On the west side of Indy around 2 o'clock, officers were called about somebody driving a stolen car. IMPD Assistant Chief Michael Wally says an officer caught up to it.
A total of 4 suspects were in the vehicle, and 1 male passenger immediately ran from the vehicle.
And that's WIBC's John Herrick reporting.
Wally says one of the other suspects came around the car and fired his gun at the officer, forcing him to return fire. The officer was shot at least 3 times, but is expected to be okay.
And police are still looking into this. Around the neighborhood where that shooting happened.
Every night we hear gunshots, but for it to happen directly in our apartment complex, that's a problem, and that's scary. That's too close to home.
And that woman says she's a single mother of 3. She also says that officers found one of the guns used in that attack in her building. The Department of Justice says a violent career criminal is being sentenced to 8 years in federal prison for setting an Indigo bus on fire, and a bus station for that matter. On top of that sentence, DeMarcus McLeod was also told to pay nearly $2 million worth of restitution. A recent study by a consumer advocacy group reveals that NIPSCO charges the highest electricity rates in Indiana and implemented the largest increase this year. Training camp for the Colts continued on Tuesday.
It's good to see the next play mentality from our guys. It's the NFL. They're going to catch balls. We've got to be able to respond and handle things the right way, and I think that group overall has done a good job.
And that's defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo in his first year with the Colts. The Colts kick off their preseason schedule against the Baltimore Ravens next Thursday. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com. So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 HRV LX all-wheel drive for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit us off State Road 37 for special pricing during our summer sales event. With approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. All fees due at signing. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends July 31st. See dealer for details.
Northbound 65 a little bit slow from Raymond Street up to the South Split, and that is a construction delay. Those lanes to be restricted until the end of next year as they are remodeling I-65 from 465 to the South Split, adding a travel lane and anemones. Again, that's going on until the end of next year. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's going on?
Tony, good morning. On this Wednesday, yet again, another heat advisory will be in place. That goes until 8 o'clock. Good news is this should be the last one for a little while. Sunny, hot, and humid. Today's high, 94. Feels like temperatures between 100 and 105 later today. Tonight, a cold front will approach the state. That will bring us some scattered showers, maybe some gusty storms around and just after midnight tonight. A low down to 70. Some of that rain will be left over for the first half of your Thursday. For the morning hours, scattered showers. We'll be left with mostly cloudy skies for the afternoon and significantly cooler. Thursday's high 77. Friday, opening day of the Indiana State Fair. Picture perfect. Sunny, nice, low humidity, and a high of 79.
That's good stuff. You can eat some. You can eat some funnel cake in that weather.
Funnel cake. Man, I was going down the list of some of the new stuff that they have there. I'm going to be gaining a lot of weight here, I think, over the next couple of weeks, Tony.
Right.
There's some good stuff out there.
All right, and listen, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
It's been doing me all right for years.
Right. It comes with the territory. Whatever. But yeah, no, beautiful weather this weekend. Get out there and enjoy it.
That's Marcus Bailey right there of Wish TV. Marcus, thank you. 71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:07. The waves hit Hawaii, and it could have been so much worse. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It was an 8.8 quake off the coast of eastern Russia, sending tsunami warnings everywhere. Of course, on the Pacific Rim to Japan and other places. Tsunami warnings in Hawaii last night. Tsunami warnings hitting the West Coast from California all the way through British Columbia. They hit Hawaii, I believe it's 7 p.m., 7:14 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. But not rising water, sure. People were told to get to higher ground, absolutely. Damage, that is not what we're hearing about, which is good to know. And certainly more will be known. They are 6 hours behind us. So more will be known as the sun comes up, as it's just midnight, just after midnight there right now. I haven't done the looking to see where it sits in history, but I have never heard of an 8.8. I can't imagine the level of devastation if that had not hit in the Pacific.
That 8.8, there was a 9.0 in Japan about 10 years ago.
Was that the one? So it was 9.0. Is that the one that hit, that damaged the nuclear reactor in Fukushima?
Yes, so it was stronger, the one in Japan.
So not by not much, but enough. It's just I didn't realize it was a 9. This is big, absolutely big. And yes, these tsunami warnings are real because the actual crust shifts, and so the water on the side that it goes down it sinks down, and what you get on the other side is a wave that comes because that water has to go somewhere. Right? The water will fill the gap, if you will, and that's the tsunami wave. So if you've got your left hand, your right hand up, and you bring your right hand down, call it a foot, right? You bring your right hand down, and that whole water level is coming down. Now this water on the left, where does it go? It starts filling in. That's where the tsunami comes from. And that can devastate. Thrilled that it hasn't, and everything seems like it's going to be all right. Craziness yesterday. There is still plans to reduce spending in the House of Representatives. We will get that, but the rates are probably going to hold, which means Jerome Powell has no interest in listening to anybody saying you should lose your job. He doesn't care if he loses his job. It's just like, I don't care if Megyn Kelly wants to go full Walter Cronkite. She can, but I don't think the Israelis are going to listen. And when you're Megyn Kelly and you find yourself on the same side as Pod Save America, maybe we have to ask ourselves a much different question. Hey, she's right about a lot of things, just not this. It happens. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick. A new nonstop is announced at an Indiana airport at 6:32. Brought to you by the proud members of the Indiana Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
I'm Angelique Gibson. I'm a union laborer from Local 120.
For members of Labor's International Union of North America, like Angelique, giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community.
The main thing I volunteered for was the Back to School Bash. It's a backpack program for kids 12 and under.
When Indy or surrounding communities need help, LIUNA steps up.
When kids go back to school, they don't have backpacks 9 times out of 10, low-income families, and this just helps them out.
For the members of LIUNA who volunteer, it's commitment to being part of something bigger than themselves.
You know, when they start school on that first day, they got pencils, they got papers, they got notebooks, they got binders.
This is Chris Bricky, business manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
I just feels good to knowing that I'm helping somebody that needs help.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LIUNA Local 120.
Do you have storm damage to your roof or siding? It's been rough this summer, I know. Cochran Exteriors is now offering free inspections to assess the condition of your home. From blown-offs to full replacements, Cochran Exteriors knows the insurance process and will make your home as good as new as fast as possible. Help your home find the fountain of roof. Trust a company that was here before the storm, will be long after. For your free no-obligation consultation, schedule at CochranExteriors.com or call 317-ROOFING, 317-ROOFING. Cochran Exteriors, referred for a reason for over 15 years.
Bill Estes Ford is your neighborhood truck dealer. And right now, during the Ford Summer Sales Event, we've got an amazing deal you won't want to miss. 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days. That's 3 big zeros, which adds up to 0 excuses not to drive home in a new Ford today. Every day is truck day. Go anywhere, do anything in a new F-150, starting at just $46,295. Bill Estes Ford, online at BillEstesFord.com.
Stock BFP 250444. Always see dealer for details.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana. And the best place to start is JoynerHomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at JoynerHomes.com.
Most people have no idea there's an invisible gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house. They transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO, and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. Nobody has more fun on the radio than we do. The biggest stories in Indy. Tony Kennett's going to call in. We are going to have a good time.
Enjoy the soundtrack of summer with animals, music, food, rides, and more at the 2025 Indiana State Fair, presented by Get Prepared Indiana. Save now on discounted tickets.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
You won't believe how much money Indiana's U.S. House reps have accepted to travel around the world.
Join us Wednesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Southside crash northbound 65 after Raymond Street, blocking the right lane. We do have a slowdown as you make your way through that construction zone, and traffic is now stop and go from Raymond into the south split. Looking at the other notorious construction zone on the northeast side, it's called Clear Path. It's the redesign of 69-465 on the northeast side. It looks pretty good right now, gang. As we check inbound 69 just fine from State Road 37 into 465. No problems on 465 right now around that I-69 interchange. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with our best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got ourselves 71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:16. Are we just bringing out the funk? Oh, is that what today is? All 90s alternative all the time? Producer Carl has been going into themes with the bumper music. I didn't know what that was. I thought that was maybe a little bit of a grunge P-Funk collab. Right there. That was worthwhile. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I could tell the story of Cory Booker accusing Democrats of being complicit in the Trump agenda. It ties into something that the Obama boys on their podcast, Pod Save America, were doing regarding Israel, which I will get into as promised. Going in a lot of unique directions here, and none of them seem good for Western civilization. I will discuss it. But a very interesting story about something called pocket rescissions, which I knew nothing about. So the conversation has been that the White House should be putting forth to the House of Representatives, to Congress, rescission packages, which is to say, let us rescind spending that has already been appropriated and not spend the money, save the money for the American people. A lot of programs, a lot of plans that are absolutely worthless, that shouldn't get American dollars, shouldn't get our tax dollars. They're ideologically inept or they're altogether daft, and we should say no. And we did a little over $9 billion in the defund of NPR and PBS and some other things, which I favor. I don't believe NPR should get a dime of my money. Everybody working at NPR right now, I wish them the best. Go get sponsors. Go do the thing. Go put your product on the air. I don't mind your product on the air, even if I disagree with what you say. I do mind the government funding your product as if it's more important than our product. I want to say clearly, I do not believe that to be the case at all. I don't believe there is a single NPR host that provides something on air that is somehow more important than what I provide on air, that the federal government should give them dollars to do it. If sponsors believe it, well, that's completely different. That's the private sector. You go right ahead. So these rescission packages are about rescinding the spending that's already been appropriated. $9 billion isn't even a start. It's just, hey, does this work? It's like when you send yourself a test email. Yeah, that's all it is. We need to be doing hundreds of billions of dollars in rescission packages, and I'm bothered that it hasn't happened yet. So over there at Zero Hedge, they're discussing the idea of a pocket rescission. This is a concept that comes from Russ Vought, who is runs the Office of Management and Budget, who the political left despises because you always need a boogeyman. So the strategy goes like this. Within 45 days of the end of the fiscal year, you can request and put in this, submit this proposal to cancel the previously appropriated funds. If Congress doesn't act, the funds expire. Now, if you didn't know, the federal budget calendar runs from October to September. I don't know why. Someone has the answer, and maybe I've never looked it up properly. I never asked. That's how it runs. So you could, in mid-August, let's call it August 25th. I invented a day. You could put in these rescission proposals for $100 billion, $200 billion, $472 billion, pick a number. And then Congress doesn't have to act. And by doing so, the rescission will happen. It's a very, very interesting way to do things. Now, I don't know if the House or the Senate are going to go along. There's a real issue right now with the Senate confirming judges. I don't know. Someone brought this up. I saw this subject brought up last week. I do not know why the Senate under John Thune is slow rolling judicial nominees. It doesn't make any sense. You've got 255 voted out of committee to the full Senate for a confirmation vote. We've confirmed 107. And it's not just judicial. It's ambassadors, cabinet secretaries, a whole bunch of things going on. Why are these things not being confirmed? Well, you could do recess appointments, right? The Senate is in recess. The president needs these positions to be able to do the job under Article 2. So, boom, recess appointment. You're the new ambassador here. You're the new secretary of this, the undersecretary of that. You're the guy who gets me Diet Cokes. Whatever it is you need Senate approval for. Done. So there is this talk that Thune, the senator from South Dakota, Senate Majority Leader who took over for Mitch McConnell, is going to call the Senate into session every 3 days for an hour. So therefore, the Senate will not be in recess, and therefore no recess appointments can take place. So I'm hearing about this rumor, and now I'm seeing that, good Lord, we're not getting these people confirmed. Why is that? And for all the senators out there, including the senators from Indiana, and since I know they follow Google alerts, Jim Banks, Todd Young. Jim Banks, Todd Young. See, now it's going to show up in their email, and I'm going to get text messages, and it's going to be joyous. Very supportive of President Trump on this, that, and the other. Why not this? Why aren't we very, very public on this? I'm not saying you have a tweet somewhere, a post on X. I'm saying, why aren't we very public about this slow rolling of the confirmations? What in the world is going on? And why is it going on? And then, as we discussed, we're supposed to find out about interest rates today and whether or not the Federal Reserve is going to cut any rates. It doesn't look like it. It looks like everything is going to remain unchanged for the fifth straight meeting. Trump is going to lose his mind. People are going to be angry. Too late, Powell. There's going to be name calling. It's going to be it's going to get rough and tumble. Will Trump fire him? I think I said this the other day. No, I haven't changed. 50-50. I have no idea. Maybe yes, maybe no. No clue. None. Less than none. And if you say to me, well, the odds will get stronger if they do this, I don't know. Maybe you've got specific Fed presidents of specific cities who will say things, but I just don't think you're moving Jerome Powell on this subject. Now, could he surprise and we have a quarter-point reduction just to see what happens? Absolutely. The problem is, if he does a quarter point, he gets screamed at even louder for not doing enough. Now you're willing to do this, why not do this? I mean, Trump would take 2 points. He's not going to get 2 points, but Trump would take 2 points. But I'm still of the belief that don't expect it. Don't expect the rate cut to come. And this has another story, another angle to look at. You know, we have seen that credit card debt is getting paid off. That doesn't mean that there isn't still massive credit card debt, record high credit card debt. It's just fascinating that it's getting paid off, and you wonder how long this can last. The economy is so much better than I think that people are paying off their debt. The tariffs so have no effect on anything, that cash is just everywhere. Well, that's not the case. However, things are certainly better than people thought they would be, which is very interesting stuff. So people are paying off credit card debt, but credit card debt is still at incredible highs. News Nation with the story. Underwater car loans hit their highest level in 4 years. The average amount owed on loans as people were trading in cars, $6,700. And average monthly payments have increased to $915. I don't know what it says when people are underwater on their vehicles and what that means to how the economy is going. But if you want to tell me everything is great because of the deals made, I'll tell you that I want the deals to be successful. I'm just staring at this stuff. This stuff doesn't sound like everything is great. This stuff doesn't sound like lowering interest rates is going to make it better. Rather, we'll flood more cash in and we'll bring inflation back, and we're already having this issue. Maybe they're two separate things. Right now, I don't have a good answer for you. I'm just trying to better make sure I've got all the data to try and figure it out. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
All right, Tony, I'm in the Crown Hill neighborhood here, and we have Boulevard Place shut down in the 3800 block. That's going to be right around 38th Street, and that's because of a fatal crash involving a person and a vehicle. Right now, Boulevard Place is closed, and if you're on 38th, please watch for emergency vehicles and people that might be investigating, again, this fatal crash that has shut down Boulevard in the 3800 block. Northbound 65 South Side, it is a crash between Raymond and the South Split with the right lane blocked. Traffic stop and go back to Raymond Street. And a reminder, the exit ramp from northbound 65 to Keystone has reopened about a month early, in fact. Look at that. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard the Staples Easy button is back with even more easy? Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
You won't believe how much money Indiana's U.S. House reps have accepted to travel around the world.
Join us Wednesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
The deals are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield because you are not interested in a bad deal on a new car. You need the right deal, the one that works for you, and they are right there at Andy Moore Ford. For example, independence from car payments. How about no payments for 3 months? How about a Ford F-150 Super Crew or a Ford Mustang with 0% APR financing for 48 months? How about saving $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 F-150s or Ford Expeditions? And the Expedition is fantastic. I could say the words, I promise. And then, of course, Ford Super Duty trucks for under $40,000. There are 175 to choose from at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. If you've got a business company, you need fleet vehicles, Andy Moore is the only place. Those work trucks, those work vans, they have got everything. The selection is incredible. And yeah, they can customize it to exactly your specifications. Talk to Andy Moore Ford today. You should check out everything I do online. You should check out the showroom. Check out the lot. Talk to the people. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at andymoreford.com. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R, andymoreford.com.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What's happening north of downtown? You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 76 degrees going up to 93. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. IMPD just said that somebody got hit by a car. They were killed. This is happening around the corner of 38th and Boulevard. Matt Baer is coming up in the 93 WIBC Traffic Center with more information. But if you're near 38th and Boulevard along Meridian Street, you can expect delays and lots of cop cars. Tsunami waves continue to strike Hawaii after an 8.8 earthquake shook eastern Russia. Hawaiian leaders.
The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has downgraded the forecast from a tsunami warning to a tsunami advisory.
And the tsunami waves are still landing in Alaska and California. Ozzy Osbourne will be laid to rest in his hometown of Birmingham, England today. Thousands of heavy metal fans are expected to pay their respects.
Fans began gathering by Birmingham's Black Sabbath Bridge hours before the funeral cortege was due to pass by. The small bridge, along the site of a bench featuring the members of the legendary rock group, has become festooned with flowers since Osborne's death last week. The Prince of Darkness, who grew up in this city, will be driven past public mourners before a private funeral service. His family, including his children and wife Sharon, are expected to pause to view the 16-foot deep floral tributes. In Birmingham, England, Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
And setting fire to an Indigo bus is what DeMarcus McLeod pled guilty to recently, John Herrick reports on his punishment.
McLeod now has to serve 8 years in federal prison. In one instance, police say he started a fire on an Indigo bus in April of 2024. A few days before that, he started a fire inside a trash can at the Indigo Red Line Virginia Avenue and New Jersey Street bus depot. The Department of Justice says McLeod has a long criminal history that includes intimidation, burglary, and drug offenses, among other things. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Gas prices across the capital city this morning, about $3.05 a gallon, says Gas Buddy. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Allegiant Air has announced a new nonstop between Fort Wayne International Airport and Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International. Allegiant Travel Company says the flights begin November 20. The route was among 7 new nonstop routes connecting 12 cities nationwide, announced by the Las Vegas-based airline. Noblesville is showing off its new arena in advance of its official opening August 8th. The 3,500-seat arena at Innovation Mile will be home to the Noblesville Boom, the G League team of the Indiana Pacers, but will also host concerts and community events. Noblesville Mayor Chris Jensen notes it's part of a larger $150 million district of the future.
Innovation Mile itself is a 600-acre master plan site that's going to be home to the jobs of the future, the workforce of the future, the entertainment of the future. And this is really has already, in its few short years of even just being under development, has sparked massive attention.
Evansville residents and visitors can now grab drinks to go thanks to the city's first designated outdoor refreshment area downtown. The classification allows people aged 21 and older to buy alcoholic beverages from participating establishments and walk within the DORA limits. Supporters say the ordinance passed by the City Council earlier this year will boost foot traffic, generate higher sales for businesses, and lead to longer visits in the region. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress.
From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are men and women building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Leopardo Energy and the town of Speedway have announced a partnership on a biogas treatment system that will capture methane gas and convert it into energy at the local Speedway utility plant. The Indy Chamber is partnering with music production company 45 to offer complimentary access to summer concerts at Rock the Ruins, the summer concert series at Indy's Holiday Park. It's the latest endeavor to showcase the area to young professionals. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
All right, we're looking at the Crown Hill neighborhood, and Boulevard Place shut down right now at 38th Street because of a fatal crash from earlier this morning. Somebody was hit by a car and then later died at a hospital. But right now, 38th Street and Boulevard Place, police are asking people to avoid the area, and if you do have to use 38th Street, watch for lane restrictions. Investigators could be coming in and out of the area right now. South Side, 2 crashes, man oh man. Northbound 65 after Raymond, crash, right lane blocked. And then northbound 65 before the South Split, that is our second crash. So 2 crashes on northbound 65 between Raymond and the South Split has us backed up to Troy Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. A check on sports. Ryan Hedrick, what's happening?
Tony, good morning. Caitlin Clark is once again out tonight for the 5th game in a row with the groin injury. The Fever playing the Phoenix Mercury, and head coach Stephanie White says Kelsey Mitchell will need to carry the scoring load.
She's been playing at a high level all year long. You know, we are depending on her a little bit more from a scoring standpoint than we were with Caitlin on the floor. And we always depend on her, but now it's different. Her ability to get touches, her ability to get other players involved.
And Clark has missed 15 games this year. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. You may have heard the Colts signed offensive lineman Bernard Raymond to a big extension, $60 million guaranteed.
We've always wanted to be here, so it's such a blessing to be here. So we're just excited to be Colts for 4 more years.
And the Colts kick off their preseason schedule on the road next week against the Baltimore Ravens. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
We all have people in our lives we interact with. Maybe it's your favorite barista, a neighbor who waves to you every morning, a coworker you grab lunch with, or maybe it's me, the hairstylist you've gone to for years. What if you learned I had a substance use disorder? Would it change how you see me? It's okay to see the addiction, but when you choose to see the person, not just their disease, it can help change someone's life. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Sometimes people lose their minds, and sometimes they decide to do away with long-term relationships to take a step down. I don't know, they get broken. I don't know, they somehow think they're going to do better. They somehow think they are better, and they lose sense of themselves, inside themselves. This happened with your friends. You've seen this before. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Find everything I do at TonyKatz.com. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop on by. But nothing says completely broken. Nothing says stepping down like Katy Perry. That's right. I'm doing a Katy Perry story. What's it to you? Out to dinner. I can't make this up. With Justin Trudeau.
David.
Exactly. She breaks up with Orlando Bloom. Of course, Justin Trudeau divorces his wife because would you stay married to that? Just one man's take. My gosh. Some people make big mistakes. And now they're seen having dinner together as she is touring Canada. That's a step down, right? Orlando Bloom to Justin Trudeau? From a guy who played an elf to a guy who played a prime minister? Step down. Step down. Absolutely. At least the elves can walk on snow. I seem to know a lot about elves. Not necessarily proud of that. But good gosh. How is it remotely possible? How do the absolutely worst people? And by the way, Katy Perry, remember when she was an astronaut? That was good. Remember when Justin Trudeau was in blackface twice? Oh, that was good times. Good time. Maybe both living in make-believe. They deserve each other. But goodness. That's a step down, right? I got to go from the friend of Strider to the son of Fidel Castro. Step down. No, too soon? No, I'm good with it. It's fine. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Another update is just minutes away.
Shot up an office building in Midtown Manhattan. Armed with an AR-15. Killing 4. Shot himself in the chest.
Hear the news.
Michael Lewis stalking Caitlin Clark, sentenced to nearly 3 years.
As events happen.
First preseason game next Thursday.
We'll happen to be there.
Kenny Moore is a defensive back.
Different situations that we still need to work on. Still early on right now to be comfortable.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
Hammer and Nigel.
Now, the idea of Uber goes against everything we were taught as kids, though.
What's that?
Never get into a car with a stranger.
But there's betting.
Now we pay for it. We're literally paying the stranger to take us somewhere.
But at least there's some sort of vetting. You know the name of the person that's coming.
So you'll know your kidnapper. It's like having an alarm on your car. Great, I can hear it being stolen.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 HRV LX all-wheel drive for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit us off State Road 37 for special pricing during our summer sales event. With approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. All fees due at signing. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends July 31st. See dealer for details. The golf outing powered by Franciscan Health is teeing off next week, Thursday, August 7th at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin. Think chill drinks, killer views, and nothing but good times on the green. Spots are going fast. Go to 1075thefan.com to save yours.
You know, sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating, whether it's missed appointments, sloppy workmanship, or just a general sense of indifference about helping you. Frustrating hardly describes that experience, Hammer.
And that's why we want to welcome a new advertiser to the Hammer and Nigel family, somebody you're going to be hearing quite a bit about in the coming months, Victor's Home Solutions.
Victor's installs the highest quality roofs available for your home, and they take all those negative stereotypes and turn them on their head.
They start with the basics, prompt, follow-up, showing up to appointments on time. And then they go above and beyond with installation teams that are so skilled, so precise, that Victor's is able to offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install.
5-star customer service and perfect installation. You're going to be really impressed with Victor's. They're the only roofer Hammer and I recommend to our listeners. It all starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. Call 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
Kendall and Casey.
Look at how he just broke it further than it was already broken. Why would you think he's going to fix anything?
You had the chance.
You know you need to listen to? Us. We're the ones who are right. We're the ones who will tell you how it is. We're the ones who always stand up and own it. You need to listen to us. Stop listening to these politicians. They are to blame.
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Tony, awful way to start the morning. Boulevard Place shut down at 38th right now because of a fatal crash. Somebody was hit by a car and then later died in the hospital. Ryan has more on this coming up at 7:02. But right now, please avoid Boulevard Place at 38th Street right now. That's going to be to the west of Meridian. If you could stay out of that area, that would be great. If you can't, have to be on 38th Street. Watch for lane restrictions and investigators going in and out of the Crown Hill neighborhood. On the south side, crashes northbound 65, 2 of them between Raymond and the South Split. The first one blocks the right lane. After that, it's approaching the South Split, and you can watch out for the shoulders there. Traffic stop and go back to Raymond. Just a 2-minute delay at the moment. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46. The New York Times, Pod Save America, Megyn Kelly. Yeah, I said what I said. Megyn Kelly going full Walter Cronkite on Israel. This war is lost. You lost the international community. When in the world did they ever have it? It's a miss from Megyn Kelly. And I don't expect any reaction, but honesty requires not being concerned about whether or not the reaction comes. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Gross stuff as I see it from the New York Times. They're lying. Pod Save America pretending somehow the Democratic Party isn't what it is. And Megyn Kelly making a very large-scale mistake on Israel's future and really ours. I will get into that story at 7:45, and I'll explain why at that time. Meanwhile, you have got August 23rd, Nick Searcy from TV's Justified, the actor, the filmmaker, the documentarian. His documentary about January 6th is something to see. He will be with me August 23rd, West Fork Whiskey, there in Westfield, Indiana, one night only. From L.A. to the Midwest and never looking back, he is now down Kentucky way. I, of course, am right here. We knew each other from L.A., and it is going to be a fantastic night with West Fork Whiskey Bourbon. We're going to have cigars afterwards because, of course, it's kind of what I do. Incredible night. Tickets on sale next week. Me, film and TV star Nick Searcy, one night only, from L.A. to the Midwest and never looking back. The stories of Los Angeles, the stories of D.C., the stories of politics in all of our lives, coast to coast, and why it's better to be here. It's going to be a fantastic, fantastic night, August 23rd, Saturday night. Tickets go on sale next week. Sponsorships available right now. You can send an email to me, Tony at TonyKatz.com, and we will get you all set up. It's going to be an incredible, incredible night. You're going to You are going to have a world-class time. You're going to get insights. You're going to laugh. It's going to be terrific. In New York, the only things we've learned more about this shooter who was trying to harm people who worked for the NFL, he thought he had CTE. He didn't play pro football, mind you. That didn't happen. But he blamed the NFL. He went to New York driving from Las Vegas, kills a cop, kills 3 others, takes his own life. And now you have the governor, Kathy Hochul, calling for a nationwide ban on assault weapons. As predictable as can be, the ignorant and the lame on the political left move about being ignorant and lame. You already had all the gun laws in the world in New York, and it didn't stop this. You can't do more. By the way, wait till we try and define assault weapon, as this guy used an AR-15, but she doesn't know and she doesn't care, and she is fine with the ignorance. She's fine with it. These people don't actually care. There's no value here. There's no discussion of society. There's no discussion of this guy being known to Las Vegas law enforcement. Why was not more done there? When he left town, how did nobody know and say, hey, this guy left town, be on the lookout? I don't know if it would have helped, but maybe it could have helped. What's the point of keeping an eye on somebody? Maybe if more people actually had firearms in New York, this guy would have been stopped. Because all your gun laws haven't stopped the killings. You think it's a gun law conversation right here in Indianapolis when IMPD officers are shot? You think that's about guns? Or is that about culture? I would ask the people of Indianapolis, the civic leaders and the elected leaders, but we know we're not going to get any answers because we don't get answers from those people. We don't get answers from the people with their names high on the buildings. I don't know why not. I don't know why you don't speak out. I don't know why you don't speak up, but you don't, and you know who you are. Whether your company name rhymes with Lily or Simon or Emmis or Cummings or, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean rhymes. We want to hear from you. We want the backup. We want the help. We want a better city. We want to embolden leaders to do things that have value and to speak out against this violence and to speak out against what happens when you think someone slighted you. The answer isn't go shoot them. You were lied to as a kid. You're lied to as an adult. We need to change that mindset. It has to be changed. That takes leadership. I don't know where it is, but it isn't in our elected officials at all. And it's not in Kathy Hochul. The immediate push to gun control, it's so predictable, so incredibly predictable. Meanwhile, charges have come against, well, I should say charges on that case. I actually want to move stories. Charges have come in the case in Cincinnati, which I will get into, where, of course, you had a mob attacking a man and a woman, and, of course, it was racial because the mob was black and the people attacked were white. No, not racial. Seems to me that if it was the other way, that's all we'd be hearing about. That's all we would be discussing. But 2 people have been charged. I'm surprised it's only 2. And I also heard that they were already out on bond. These people should be in jail for forever. How is it possible they're out on bond? How is it possible you have a police chief in Cincinnati who's like, you all watch this video of these people being attacked, and that's the problem because the video doesn't tell the whole story. The guy got kicked in the face, 4 times? I think it tells the whole story. This wasn't a response video. This was an attack caught on video. The video doesn't tell the whole story. Now it does. You, as the chief of police there in Cincinnati, are just weak. And you refuse to say they were wrong. Because even though the attack clearly is racial, you've decided that you shouldn't talk about it because of race, which is racial. Man, and this is why people drink bourbon. Matt Bear has got traffic from the WIBC Traffic Center. What's going on, Matthew?
All right, Tony, I'm looking at a fatal crash. It's at the 3800 Blanca Boulevard Place, so basically Boulevard and 38th, and right now Boulevard Place is shut down in this Crown Hill neighborhood. Somebody was hit by a car and later died at a hospital, so this has shut things down. Brian's going to tell you more about it coming up from the WIBC newsroom at 7:02. Looking at the south side crash, northbound 65 before the south split, and this has us backed up to Raymond. There was another crash northbound 65 after Raymond. That has cleared. And checking out the northeast side, northbound 465 looks pretty good right now from East 56 up to I-69 as you make your way through that clear path construction zone. West side, vehicle fire reported on westbound 70 Laker going to the airport from downtown. This is before Sam Jones Expressway, no delay. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off the Sunny Fire Pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Don Fisher here for QC Kinetics. I want to share with you the best thing I've done for my knee pain. I've been hearing commercials about the groundbreaking treatments that QC Kinetics offers for months. Meantime, my chronic knee pain had hit an all-time high threshold. I wanted to stay active and enjoy playing golf again without the pain. So I decided to call and book an appointment. And what I found out was that QC Kinetics is the non-surgical solution. I have no knee pain and feel like I did 10 years ago. And it's all because of the non-invasive therapy from QC Kinetics.
Discover the solution to joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. For a free consultation, call 463-282-6886.
I'm back to playing golf and enjoying life. Take it from me, this is the best call you can make to relieve your orthopedic pain.
For your free consultation, call QC Kinetics today. 463-282-6886. 463-282-6886.
Hammer and Nigel.
Now, the idea of Uber goes against everything we were taught as kids, though.
What's that?
Never get into a car with a stranger.
But there's
Now
betting.
we pay for it. We're literally paying the stranger to take us somewhere.
But at least there's some sort of vetting. You know the name of the person that's coming.
So you'll know your kidnapper. It's like having an alarm on your car. Great, I can hear it being stolen.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
I'm a grandson, a son. I'm an employee and a mentor. I'm a father to 2 beautiful kids and a husband to an amazing wife. and I have a substance use disorder. In other words, I'm living in recovery with an addiction. And now that you know, will you let it change how you see me? It's okay to see my addiction, but I want you to know it's people choosing to see me as a person that changed my life.
See the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Kendall and Casey.
Look at how he just broke it further than it was already broken. Why would you think he's going to fix anything?
He had the chance.
You know who you need to listen to? Us. We're the ones who are right. We're the ones who will tell you how it is. We're the ones who always stand up and own it. You need to listen to us. Stop listening to these politicians. They are to blame.
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIPC and WIPC.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, why there are so many cops on Indy's north side this morning, what Indy's FOP president said hours after one of his cops was shot on Tuesday, and why a Hoosier marching band needs your help. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1. Indianapolis, across the capital city on a Wednesday morning. It's 7 o'clock.
More waves could still be coming. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but Hawaii may have already seen the worst of the tsunami danger.
We decided to go to elevated ground.
He and thousands of others fled coastal areas in Hawaii after a powerful earthquake off the Russian coast, a magnitude 8.8, the strongest quake anywhere in the world since the 2011 tsunami disaster in Japan.
The warning has now been lowered to a tsunami advisory, so we have enough data that shows that the largest waves associated with the tsunami have now passed over the Hawaiian Islands, and we're starting to trend downward, an important mark forward. But we have seen a lot of water. In fact, northwest Maui indicating the highest water rise with 5.7 feet.
Fox weather meteorologist Britta Merwin. There have also been tsunami alerts in parts of Alaska and the California coast with small waves detected. In New York City, a vigil last night for the 4 people murdered in a Manhattan high-rise building.
To the families of those we've lost, to the loved ones of Officer Didarul Islam, to his fellow officers, and to every New Yorker gathered here in grief.
Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch, as the investigation continues into the gunman Shane Tamura, who killed himself. He drove from Las Vegas to New York to carry out the attack, where the NFL is headquartered, leaving behind the note suggesting he had brain injuries from playing football, though he was never in the NFL. Thousands of people are out in the streets of Birmingham, England, Ozzy Osbourne's hometown, paying their respects to the rock legend.
Fans began gathering by Birmingham's Black Sabbath Bridge hours before the funeral cortege was due to pass by. The small bridge, along the site of a bench featuring the members of the legendary rock group, has become festooned with flowers since Osborne's death last week. The Prince of Darkness, who grew up in this city, will be driven past public mourners before a private funeral service.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Crime scene tape in a corner on Indianapolis's north side. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 76 degrees, going up to 93. I'm Ryan Hedrick for cbeyondtheaddiction.org. Here's what's trending at 7:02. A person was hit and killed early Wednesday near 38th and Boulevard Place. The crash happened about 5:40, involved a person against a car. Crime scene tape has been put up and debris is scattered across the road. Brake lights can be seen for blocks as traffic slows. And Matt Baer will have more on the impact to your commute coming up in the 93 WIBC Traffic Center as investigators work to figure out what happened. A call about a carjacking on Indy's west side Tuesday afternoon, and an officer shot 3 times.
A total of 4 suspects were in the vehicle, and 1 male passenger immediately ran from the vehicle. At that moment, the officer attempted to take the driver into custody and had him seated on the ground.
And that is IMPD Assistant Chief Michael Woolley.
As this was happening, 2 additional passengers exited the vehicle. One of those passengers walked around to the front of the vehicle and began firing in the direction of the officer. The IMPD officer was struck by gunfire at least 3 times, and the officer returned fire, resulting in an officer-involved shooting.
NDFOP President Rick Snyder.
Folks throughout the neighborhoods know that the women and men of IMPD won't quit. They don't give up. They continue to suit up and show up every single day in spite of the dangers, in spite of the risk, and quite frankly, in spite of a system that's cutting them off at the knees for everything that they're out here doing.
And thankfully, that officer is recovering at the hospital. It's what the administrator of the EPA, Lee Zeldin, is calling the largest deregulatory action in the history of the United States if it gets enacted. John Herrick reports on why Lee Zeldin was in Indianapolis Tuesday.
Zeldin wants to get rid of the 2009 endangerment finding. He says critics have told him that this was put in place by the Obama administration to get greenhouse gas emissions under control that were dangerous.
Now, that is a very oversimplified statement to the point that it's just not accurate when you look at what the endangerment finding did.
He says instead it was used to justify over $1 trillion in regulations. By repealing it, he says it would make buying a car more affordable. This is still in the proposal stages at this point. Zeldin was joined by Indiana's governor and attorney general on Tuesday at Kenworth, who both approve of Zeldin's idea. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Monroe Central Junior Senior High School is asking for your help after losing thousands of dollars in a power outage during one of their biggest fundraisers of the year. The band director says the band lost about $5,000 to $7,000 at Colts training camp Tuesday.
You know, we're striving for that consistency on offense as a whole. We want to stack days as a group, and I know individually all those guys do. Those quarterbacks have done a nice job of that last couple of days, and we'll keep on them. So we keep trying to do that. We'll keep on ourselves too. So we keep putting together good days.
Keep on keeping on. Offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter talking about the quarterback battle between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the fives. Good morning, Matt Bear.
It's happening, Ryan. Yeah, police are asking people to avoid Boulevard at 38th Street because of that fatal crash from earlier this morning. If you do have to use 38th Street west of Meridian, just watch out for emergency vehicles and people entering and leaving the area doing the investigation. On the west side, we have a vehicle fire on the exit ramp from westbound 72. Hold the ramp is open. It is partially blocked. In fact, everything's been moved to the right shoulder of the exit ramp. A crash northbound 65 before the south split, and that's causing stop-and-go traffic back to Raymond Street. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist, what's going on?
Hey, good morning. One intense hot day again, and then we're going to see some improvements. Sunny, hot, and humid today. Heat advisory until 8 p.m. We'll look for highs near 94, with feels like temperatures at 100 to 105. Tonight, some scattered showers and thunderstorms roll through, some of which could contain some gusty winds and some heavy rainfall. Lows near 70. And then on Thursday, mainly cloudy skies, some spotty showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be cooler and, more importantly, less humid. 77 on Thursday, 79 on Friday, sunny and beautiful. And great weather continues into the weekend. We're going to look for mostly sunny skies with highs in the upper 70s, right around 80 degrees. And again, more importantly, the humidity is going to be on the low side.
That is Tara Hastings with good news. Wish TV meteorologist. Tara, thank you. 71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:07. So an officer was shot. The story at WIBC.com. IMPD officers shot at least 3 times in a confrontation on the west side. One suspect was also shot, 3 taken into custody. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. There's an IMPD North District officer in a fully marked car, activated emergency lights to stop the vehicle. 4 suspects were in the vehicle. 1 male passenger immediately ran from the vehicle. Two others exited the vehicle, as reported by WIBC. A quote from IMPD Assistant Chief Michael Wally. One of those passengers walked around to the front of the vehicle and began firing in the direction of the officer. The IMPD officer was struck by gunfire at least 3 times, returned fire, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. And you've got, Chief Bailey saying, when does this stop? Same questions asked. When, at what moment do we see this city discussing this, talking about this? And can we discuss the damage done by years of the defund the police, the cops did this, the cops are always guilty, the cops are always the problem? They're not always the problem. Sometimes they do wrong, and we should be aggressive about that. Every day? No. No. That's just not the case. It is the 4th IMPD shooting of 2025, the 2nd this month. There were 17 that took place in 2024. So let's have less. I'd be very, very happy to see that. As for this, we're just going to be like, okay, just another day in the office, because it's not another day at the office. I saw that Prime 47 was going to open up in Fishers, where this event center is going. We do love a steakhouse here. So there is this development that's going across from the Fishers Event Center. It's going to be a 10,000 square foot restaurant. And it will be a steakhouse similar to Prime 47. So you've got one in Clay Terrace. Isn't there one downtown? I think there's a Clay Terrace downtown. Not Clay Terrace, a Prime 47 downtown as well. Yeah, right there on Maryland, isn't it? Isn't that where it is? I think so. So the more the merrier. If we believe that that Central Indiana can support these things, I'm all in. But I received an email or a text, a tweet, good Lord, Tony, that I've got the Cincinnati story all wrong. These people who were attacked and the mob and the racial, you got it all wrong. There's video out there that proves that these people were the instigators. I said, can you send me some video? And they're like, oh, no, you got to find it for yourself. All right, I was just asking for the help, man, but sure. If I've got a story wrong, I'll tell you I got a story wrong. I haven't found it yet, but if anybody has any video regarding Cincinnati, regarding the attacks that took place on these two people that I say are racial based on the video I have seen, Tony at TonyKatz.com, send them my way. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Appreciate the help. I haven't seen anything that shows that these people were the aggressors, but if it's out there, my gosh, I want to see it. If it's not out there, if it can't be easily found, well, then that in and of itself is another story. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coating and their transformation, like your neighbor Mike.
Well, the local company that we used first was highly recommended by people in our neighborhood. We did not know until after it didn't work on our floor. It just healed up like a cheap suit. And so my wife says, we got to do something. And so she started looking around on the internet and she found Galaxy.
Lots of styles to choose from, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
We got Galaxy out here. They got here at about 8 o'clock in the morning and they finished up at 6 o'clock that night. Other than having a beautiful garage floor, you couldn't tell they were here. Just did a wonderful job on it.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings works for any area like patios, garage floors, driveways, and around pools.
Still looks fantastic, and anybody that visits our house, that's all they want to talk about. I mean, they just can't believe how nice the garage floor looks.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook, GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com. We are out of this world.
When your car is more than just a car, you need more than just a garage. Expert-level automotive service, customization, and care is available for you at GR Brands Campus in Zionsville, home to Graham Rahal Performance and Rahal Paint Protection. From routine maintenance to custom tuning and parts, paint protection film, window tint, and ceramic coating to full-scale custom builds, GR Brands is your all-in-one destination. GR Brands also offers a curated selection of rare supercars when you're ready to elevate your collection. If your passion rests on 2 wheels, Rahal Power Sports Sports on the GR Brands campus is for you. Featuring Ducati, Piaggio, Vespa, Aprilia, and Moto Guzzi. Whether you're a collector, a casual rider, or a monster on the track, you'll find the service, sales, and support every rider needs. The perfect ride for your lifestyle is waiting at Rahal Power Sports. Start riding or expand and enhance your two-wheel collection today. From the neighborhood to the track, Rahal Power Sports will help you do it with confidence and style. Make every drive and every ride extraordinary. Start now at GrahamRahal.com/GRBrands.
What if one day could change the trajectory of your life? A sharpening of character, a challenge to grow deeper, stand stronger, and lead better in faith, family, and purpose. At the Life Church Men's Event on Saturday, August 2nd, you'll hear raw truth from men who've been through the fire. You'll worship, connect, and leave with more than inspiration. You'll leave with a battle plan. Show up, lean in, let God do the rest. Register at lifechurchin.com.
Hey, it's Matt Baer for Conklin Exteriors. Don't wait to beautify your home for summer for a fresh new look and increased home value. New siding by Conklin Exteriors is the answer. From James Hardy fiber cement siding to a big array of vinyl siding colors and styles, the experienced pros at Conklin have all the choices. Plus, a lifetime workmanship warranty and over 10,000 satisfied customers. For your free estimate, call Conklin Exteriors at 317-ROOFING or visit ConklinExteriors.com. Tell them I sent you.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Baer in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's going down?
Tony, we're looking at a fatal crash. It's 38th Street of Boulevard Place at the Crown Hill neighborhood. And right now, Boulevard Place is closed at 38th, not to mention westbound. Westbound lanes only shut down 38th Street at Capitol Avenue. Now, if you're going south, you can just get on Capitol Avenue and do that southbound one way. You'll be fine. Now, if you're going north, I would get on Illinois long before I hit Capitol, or just a block before Capitol. You can use that northbound one way. It turns into two ways, I know, from there. But if you want to go north, I'm using Illinois Street. Brian has more coming up at 7:30. Looking at northbound 65, stop and go traffic on the south side before Raymond up to the south split. That's because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got 71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:16.
Most people have no idea there's an invisible gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house. They transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year, or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
August 23rd, yours truly, television and film star Nick Searcy, one night only, Westfield, Indiana, West Fork Whiskey, Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Going to be an incredible night. The bourbon, the cigars, the conversation from L.A. to the Midwest and never looking back. He escaped L.A. I, of course, as you know, escaped L.A. Talk about his life in Hollywood still and the desire to keep making movies just in a different way. His documentary regarding January 6th and how that has affected his politics and, of course, what it means to actually live in a good place. All of that, a lot of laughs, a good time. There might even be a song. I don't know. August 23rd, tickets go on sale next week. yours truly, and Nick Searcy from TV's Justified in every movie you've ever seen in your entire life. Yeah, he's done it. He has done it all. That will be happening August 23rd there at West Fork Whiskey in Westfield, Indiana. That's where we will be. And tickets go on sale next week. Sponsorships now available. You want to be a part of this. Tony at TonyKatz.com. Email me, and we will make that happen. The popcorn moment. Let's go. Brought to you by Booher Remodeling, Booher, BooherRemodeling.com. It is the story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn, because there is more. Now, for those of you who listened to Tony Katz Today yesterday, which is all of you, I shared this story yesterday. I thought it was worthy of a bit of repeat. It's not the only thing I've got for the popcorn moment, but it goes down the line of what happens when there's nothing else to say. I get that there have been a lot of people who take a look at everything regarding Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files, and they say, oh, look at the Republicans. Oh, they're protecting pedophiles. A really gross thing to say from the Democrats, but I at this stage, really expect nothing less. It's all we've seen. But it is so obvious to all of us that even if we don't want to talk about these things, like we're exhausted by, let's say, this story, those on the political right who want the files want to know what happened to children, who was abusing children, and want them brought to justice. That's obvious. That's very obvious. And it's very obvious that the people on the political left want the files so they can do harm to Donald Trump. That's all they care about. There's a real difference here in the motivation. And I think that difference needs to be elaborated on and discussed. And part of the going after Trump is part of the playbook when you have nothing else to offer. There is no Democrat in the state of Indiana offering something up outside of a national playbook of attack. We saw this in the mayor race when Miles Nelson ran against Sue Finkham in Carmel and was taking advice from the reprehensible Ron Klain. Ron Klain, who was trying to convince people that Joe Biden was just fine, his former chief of staff, the not so much pride of North Central. I mean, obscene. And we discussed that race and how ridiculous it was because it wasn't about Carmel. It was about national referendum on lefty insanity. Joe Hogsett runs for mayor of Indianapolis and runs on what? Abortion rights. Like the mayor of Indianapolis has anything to do with this. They can't plow a street, but they could somehow convince people in Indy that Joe Hogsett is going to ensure that you can have an abortion. It's just too weird for words. It's why so many people have thrown in the towel in Indianapolis politics. In that they feel like the people aren't paying attention to what needs to be paid attention to. You could be so easily moved with this national nonsense. Until Indiana Democrats focus on Indiana, there's nothing they're ever going to win. And I would advise Indiana Republicans to do the same. And you have the supermajority. Be bold already. You screwed up property taxes. You attacked business owners with this raising of taxes on cigars. You did what you did. You did this, Republicans. Don't even look at me askew. My goodness, what failure. Think bigger, be bold. You got the supermajority, use it. Because if you don't use it, you should lose it. We'll take majority, not supermajority. Maybe it'll make you work harder. Who knows? But it's the same old on the playbook. This was Chuck Schumer yesterday in front of the Capitol. The volume's a little bit low. I've got it up as much as I can. Listen. Well, that's not going to help you. I should do this much better.
It's been clear. When we fight for democracy, when we protect democracy, we got to fight fire with fire. We're not going to stand idly by, as Maya said. We're not going to let them revert to Jim Crow. And if you don't think they want to revert to Jim Crow, just look what they did in the SAVE Act, which went back to took Jim Crow for the whole nation. By so making it hard, they said you need ID, and they made it so hard to show ID that probably half the people in America couldn't vote. We wouldn't let it pass. Democrats, they needed our vote. They went to court. Many of us, Durbin, myself, and others, were lead plaintiffs, and we beat them in court. But it shows why we need legislation. Because these guys are undoing everything in every way they can. They don't want poor people to vote. They don't want people of color to vote. They don't want Democrats to vote. They don't believe in democracy. We do.
I'm okay with Democrats not voting. The SAVE Act, by the way, safeguard the American voter eligibility. That is Chuck Schumer, leader of the Democrats, once again saying that showing a voter ID is Jim Crow. This is exactly what they said in Georgia about the voter laws that were changed. They forced Major League Baseball to move the All-Star game out. And this year, the All-Star game was back in Atlanta because all of that was a lie. And with these new laws, more people showed up to vote. They're still doing it. To have nothing, I mean absolutely nothing to offer, to still go down this road. It's kind of stunning to watch. What is more, I think, horrifying is that there are people who buy into this. They don't know what Jim Crow is. They just know, oh, Jim Crow, South, slavery, bad. They don't know what it is, and they don't know why Chuck Schumer is so disconnected from reality. Absolutely disconnected. They don't have anything new. They don't have anything to offer. They just believe that these words, that these lies, that this fraud can somehow get them people. I argue that we have to keep pushing back against these things for fear that our own loved ones might believe it. Your kids, your grandkids, your niece, your nephew, etc. These people are frauds. If they would engage in an actual subject that we could agree or disagree on, that would be great. This is all fear-mongering crap. And sadly, we have to keep saying so. And sadly, they aren't even trying to be better. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
All right, Tony, fatal crash, Boulevard Place at 38th Street. Somebody was hit by a car and then later died at a hospital. But right now, police are asking you to avoid the area, especially westbound 38th Street at Capitol. It's going to be closed there. Westbound lanes only closed at Capitol Avenue. If you need to go south towards downtown Indianapolis, you can just take Capitol. If you need to go north, I'd peel off on Illinois Street about a block earlier. Looking at the south side, northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic after South Keystone Avenue up to the south split. That's because of road construction. And then looking at southbound 6570 construction delay from Michigan Street to the south split. Inbound 69 slows from 106th Street to 82nd. That's a 3-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. Nobody has more fun on the radio than we do. The biggest stories in Indy. Tony Kennett's going to call in. We are going to have a good time.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. We know inflation, tariffs, fiscal policy, interest rates, all of these can affect the financial markets in the short term, but it doesn't make any sense to keep changing the way you invest in response to what you hear. My friends at Trajan Wealth are holding a complimentary movie premiere of their documentary, Retirement on the Brink, and it discusses strategies to safeguard your financial future and show you a smarter way to plan for your future. It's September 25th, 6 p.m. at Flick's Brewhouse in Carmel. Call today and get on the list for this exclusive event, 800-670-0366, or go to retirementonthebrink.com. This movie premiere, this one-time event, is the new eye-opening documentary everyone nearing retirement needs. I encourage you to reserve your VIP seat now by calling 800-670-0366 or go to retirementonthebrink.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Pat Sullivan here with an offer from my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling that you don't want to miss. For a limited time, Hope Plumbing will buy back your old air conditioning unit for up to $1,500 with the purchase of a complete heating and cooling system. It's time to call them if you're hot. Don't wait for the next heat wave to be caught sweating at home. Act now before the offer ends. Stay cool and call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
I had changed the locks, didn't even know where she was living. And then one night she calls to say she's getting treatment. Can I drive? I almost hung up. But then I thought, that's my kid. I chose to put away the hurt and the fear and just see my girl.
Addiction is a disease. Standing by a loved one as they fight it will test your faith, patience, and sanity. But it's possible when you see the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Kendall and Casey.
Look at how he just broke it further than it was already broken. Why would you think he's going to fix anything?
He had the chance.
You know who you need to listen to? Us. We're the ones who are right. We're the ones who will tell you how it is. We're the ones who always stand up and own it. You need to listen to us. Stop listening to these politicians. They are to blame.
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Brake lights on Indy's north side as clothing is scattered across the roadway. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 76 degrees. Your high today, 93. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 7:31.
IMPD North District officers were dispatched to the 3800 block of Boulevard Place here, 38th and Boulevard, on a personal injury accident about 5:30 this morning. And upon arrival, they located adult female in the roadway.
IMPD officer Tommy Thompson speaking with reporters just 2 minutes ago about an accident on the north side.
An adult male has remained cooperative with police and stayed on scene, something we've asked everyone to continue to do if they're involved in an accident. There's no signs of impairment. That individual was transported to an area hospital for a blood draw. That's standard procedure.
And police are continuing to look into this. Matt Baer with more on the impact to your commute coming up here in a few minutes in the 93 WIBC Traffic Center. The first tsunami wave struck Hawaii on Tuesday night after an 8.8 earthquake shook eastern Russia. Here's a Fox TV reporter.
A couple knuckleheads over on the pier. We saw that one guy riding what appeared to be an electric scooter along the beach. Foolish as that was, it did actually provide a little bit of insight. The high water line, and at one point it was about 3 or 4 feet from that sandy berm that was basically the result of pretty significant erosion on Kailua Beach. And then it receded. There appeared to be a pretty wide swath from where the berm to the high water mark appeared to be about 8 to 10 feet. And at one point we saw the water all the way up against it. But the roads are empty. Nobody's been going in or out of the loop.
And that's Fox TV affiliate KHON. Howard Deshevsky reporting from Kailua, Hawaii. The earthquake is the strongest since 2011 near Japan that caused meltdowns at a nuclear power plant. People in New York City are continuing to mourn the police officer that was shot inside of 345 Park Avenue.
We have casualties in the lobby. One of our own, Officer Islam. We got a mom executive dead. We have a security guard who fought but lost his life. We have an NFL employee who was shot but tried to call his friends up in the NFL.
And that is New York City Police Chief John Schell speaking with Fox News. Nashville police said a Hoosier man was robbed by two kids along a street. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
The tourist told officers that two teenagers came up to him while he was on Broadway Tuesday, threatened him, and made him withdraw $200 from a nearby ATM. The man obliged, but the teenagers also stole a cell phone before running away. Nashville police found the two suspects and arrested them. Officers say a 17-year-old had 3 cell phones on him, including the victims. A 16-year-old reportedly had a little over $1,500. The two have been charged with aggravated robbery and a curfew violation. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And thousands of Hoosier kids are going back to school today in communities including Noblesville, so watch out for the school buses. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The newest Indiana Fever player says she already feels at home.
What was the hardest part maybe of the fit-in here?
The jet lag, to be honest. That's probably it. Everyone else is, people-wise, has been amazing, so it's been easy to slide right in. But.
And that is Chloe Bibby. She was in China when the Fever called her up and said, hey, we need a player. She was released from Golden State earlier this month. She says her best asset is...
I think just my fast pace and ability to shoot the ball. I think I can space the floor, so I think that's, key and can help.
And you can watch Chloe suit up tonight when the Fever take on the Phoenix Mercury at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Caitlin Clark will not play tonight because of that groin injury, missing her 5th game in a row. One of the Colts blockers, Bernard Raymond, got a $100 million extension yesterday, and quarterback Anthony Richardson says he's happy for him.
I didn't even know that happened. I was in the training room and I just hear everybody celebrating and congratulating him. I'm like, what happened? And then they were telling me that, he got the extensions.
And Richardson added,
it just shows that his hard work is paying off. He's a hell of a player in this league, and I'm proud, and I'm glad that he's still on our team.
And Richardson battling Daniel Jones for the quarterback spot. The Colts kick off preseason play next Thursday against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go. And at WIBC.com at 7:35, traffic on the 5s. What are you watching, Matt Bear?
Yeah, we're up on 38th Street, Ryan, 38th Boulevard, where that fatal crash occurred earlier this morning. Somebody was hit by a car and then taken to the hospital and died. And right now, as I check the WIBC traffic grid here at the moment, westbound 38th Street is shut down at Capitol Avenue. In fact, I'm just going to avoid this area altogether if I can. 38th and Capitol Avenue, right around that Crown Hill neighborhood. I'm staying out because westbound is closed at Capitol, which pushes you onto that southbound one-way. Northbound 65, we're delayed 9 minutes from Keystone Avenue up to the South Split because of construction. Inbound 70 slow, Shadeland Avenue to Sherman. East side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic from I-70 up to Penn Pike. Inbound 69, delayed 3 minutes, 106th Street down to 465. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
72 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time right now is 7:36.
Whenever I'm out a-wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen.
Today on the marketplace, where am I going to put this thing? I mean, I guess I could just leave it in the garage. You can always use an extra one in the garage, but I don't know where I'm going to put it if it's going in the house. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. During downtime, clearing my head, getting ready for what's next on the show, I find myself on Facebook Marketplace. Cool stuff, odd stuff, weird stuff, strange stuff, interesting stuff. I bought stuff. I have sold stuff. All there on the Marketplace. Capitalism is good. Communism sucks. The Marketplace is the place to be. The whole segment brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. It's waiting for you. The Attorney General has it. Don't let him keep it. Go get it. Go to IndianaUnclaimed.gov and get your cash. Use my name, Tony, and text that to 46220. Text Tony to 46220 to find out how easy it is for you to get your money that's actually waiting for you. Matt Bear, in your fine apartment there, by the way, Matt Bear has joined the chat. Matt Bear is part of the live stream on YouTube and is now in the chat room. This is your chance to talk to Matthew Horatio Bear.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Matt, the question is, do you have in your apartment, in your bachelor pad, in your sexy shanty, I don't know, do you have a refrigerator?
Yes, I do. And it works.
Any chance it is covered in skulls?
No. Where can I find that, Tony?
Well, I found it on the marketplace. This is an Emerson custom vinyl wrapped skull refrigerator, barely used, like new condition.
Oh, this is cool.
It is a full-size refrigerator with the water dispenser, and they put a wrap on it of skulls. I mean, it looks a little Alexander McQueen. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Ooh, good
and the skulls have like a rose or a flower in the mouth. It's insane.
This is amazing. I love it. I would put it in my apartment, my house, my attic den, wherever. It's just, it's black and white, and it has skulls all over it. You know, It has a little ice maker there in the middle, but this is really cool. I'd put this in my living room and show everybody. This would be a centerpiece of the apartment.
So the refrigerator is white, clearly, and then the handles are white and everything else, and then the ice dispenser. But yeah, it's just sitting there, and it's covered in skulls. They say it's in Marion, Indiana, so we're going to take a little bit of drive. We're going to need a truck, maybe some strong people. Maybe we're going to need a winch. I don't know. And it's $150.
I'm in. I am so in. This is cheaper than a regular refrigerator. If you open a refrigerator, because it's covered in skulls, there are actual skulls inside it.
Right.
On purchase, so you're going to have to clean those out.
Right. But, first you see the dirty refrigerator, then you die. Let's see.
And the water dispenser dispenses blood.
There.
That would be cool.
Made by The Shining. Honestly, this thing is fantastic. It was listed 4 weeks ago. I don't know how this isn't purchased for somebody's garage yet.
I would drive to Marion for this. I would put this in a new apartment. Absolutely.
It's a side-by-side. I got to tell you, it's cool. It's good. And if it works, it's a deal.
Bonus.
It's a deal.
Cool, yeah. Otherwise, it's just covered space, and who needs more of that? I think it's really cool. I'm definitely in for $150 if everything's running as the ice maker. This is a full fridge, and I mean, listen, if you're living in Carmel in the suburbs or something, you're probably getting one of those refrigerators that takes up the entire kitchen. But something like this isn't perfect for a one-bedroom apartment or, like, say, a college flat when you're just going to college.
Right.
Well, maybe not that.
If you have an apartment, not a dorm, but an apartment.
Yeah, I kind of got carried away there. Yeah.
It's good. You should get one. Guys, this is available on the marketplace.
Cool.
Check it out for yourself. Everything from the marketplace is listed at WIBC.com. Check it out there. And don't forget to get into the chat, youtube.com/93WIBC. And Matt Bear will talk to you.
I will.
Tony Katz, maybe not. 93 WIBC. Good morning. You are hot. Yes, we're going to see a break in the weather, but can you really handle another hot summer? And we're not done with summer by any stretch. That's why you need to talk to Masters Heating and Cooling. They are the ones to make sure you are cool all summer long and your family is safe and comfortable. Right now, you can get $1,000 off a new AC system. We're talking about a full system replacement, and they have 0% financing for up to 60 months with a qualified system purchase. Restrictions apply. Call for details. Masters Heating and Cooling. David, the general manager, the entire team, they do great work. They are proud of the work they do. For me, it was a redo of my system, and it has worked ever since, and this is years now, and they service the system. They take great care of me, and if you should have an emergency, don't worry. Masters Heating and Cooling has 24/7 emergency services available. Talk to Masters Heating and Cooling today. 317-567-9505. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-567-9505. Masters Heating and Cooling. 567-9505 or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
It's hot
out there? The weather's hot.
And when we say hot,
but the headlines, they're even hotter.
I mean extremely hot.
The news of the day is heating up.
There were no weekend curfew violations.
Peaceful weekend in downtown Indianapolis leading up to the WNBA All-Star Game.
The city appeared to be very safe. Stay cool.
Relief from dangerous temperatures.
Stay informed.
More extreme summer weather across the country.
Stay with 93 WIBC.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminars Thursday, July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Mark your calendar for August 1st. George's Medical Equipment is celebrating their new retail space with an open house from 10 to 1. There will be a grill out starting at 11, free battery checks, and a chance to win a lift chair. Whether you're looking for medical supplies, mobility aids, or respiratory equipment, their team is ready to help. Located behind Planet Fitness at 7434 Shadeland Station. George's accepts Medicare, Medicaid, most third-party Advantage plans, and all waiver programs.
Fill your tank. Don't drain your wallet. Sam's Club lets you save time at the pump with Scan and Go checkout at Sam's Club fuel stations. Just scan the QR code on the pump and pay. Visit your local Sam's Club today.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's going on?
Yeah, Tony, if you can stay clear of 38th Street at Boulevard Place, that would be great. We had a fatal crash there earlier this morning. A car hit a pedestrian, and that person later died at the hospital. But right now, westbound 38th Street is closed to Capitol Avenue for investigation. Could be for some time, which means if you're coming westbound 38th Street, if you want to go north away from downtown, I'm taking Illinois. Otherwise, you can just get pushed on to Capitol Avenue, which is southbound one way, and if you're going towards downtown, that'll work as well. Northbound 65 south side stop-and-go traffic, Keystone Avenue to the south split. It's a 10-minute delay. Southbound 65 70 slows Michigan Street to Fletcher Avenue. Westbound 70 stop-and-go Shadeland Avenue into Arlington Avenue, and inbound 69 delayed 4 minutes 116th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
73 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your Young Adult Plan for just $69, because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. Need better sleep? Upgrade to a premium bed now and get the rest you deserve at Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. They make sleep easy.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Listen to Hammer and Nigel all this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Kansas and Jefferson Starship, a frontline benefit concert on Friday, October 10th at Everwise Amphitheater.
Should take money from AIPAC or vote to fund military support for Israel anymore. Like, I really don't. This government, absolutely not. And that especially includes I think, the next Democratic nominee for president.
Things I want to see Democrats at least calling for is cutting off military assistance to Israel. It's a rich country, by the way. They don't need our $3 billion a year. And hands up, right? Barack Obama signed a 10-year MOU for $3.3 billion a year. So we're part of the problem here. Let's correct it. I would like to see talk about sanctioning Israeli government officials who use genocidal rhetoric or who talk about ethnic cleansing openly. We should support a ceasefire resolution at the UN. We should demand that international press be allowed into the Gaza Strip to report on what's happening without an IDF minder. It's insane. The press still can't go into Gaza and cover what's happening. And I also think there has to be a total mindset change in the Democratic Party. When the war ends, we are not going back to the pre-October 7th status quo.
Good news, Tommy Vitor. You already have it. You already have a change from the Democrats where they are absolutely in favor of Hamas. This is my argument. They favor Hamas. You take a look at the United Kingdom saying we're going to recognize a Palestinian state. That is rewarding Hamas for a terrorist attack. That's what you're doing. That's who you are. As I see it, that's your take. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I apologize to no one. No one. You want to put an end to foreign aid? It's fine by me. I think you can vote for that and be supportive of that. And Tommy Vitor is going to find a lot of friends in Tucker Carlson and Dave Smith and Candace Owens. Oh, yeah, they're all going to be hanging out together, drinking. I don't know what it is they would drink, but there they're going to be. If you want to support that, I'm not going to tell you not to. If you want to vote for that, that's fine. But if you want to somehow make a claim that we're not going back to a pre-October 7th, what is pre-October 7th? Just monthly and yearly terrorist attacks and Israel does nothing? It doesn't even make any sense. It makes perfect sense that the New York Times lied. Because, of course, the New York Times lied. What did the New York Times lie about? They lied about starvation. This has been the big claim. Israel is starving the people of Gaza. Look at what they're doing. This is the worst. And President Trump has even gotten into this conversation. He thinks that people are starving, but he's not willing to recognize a Palestinian state because that's rewarding Hamas, and he won't do that. Good on President Trump. He's not as weak. Or I shouldn't say that, not as weak. He's not weak. Like Keir Starmer of the UK, like Emmanuel Macron of France. Weak, pathetic, low people. Like Jesse Brown here in Indianapolis, like Jewish Voice for Peace. They're barely Jews in my view, although they can call themselves Jewish, and they certainly don't believe in peace. They believe in destruction. Answer and all these other socialist groups. What did the New York Times do, though? The New York Times published a story where they put on their front page a child who was starving, malnourished, in his mother's arms. You could see the bones on the child. It's awful. It is horrific. And they said that this child was diagnosed with severe malnutrition. They showed pictures where you could see this boy's ribs. It's horrifying. And they wrote on social media, we recently ran a story about Gaza's most vulnerable civilians, including an 18-month-old, and suffers from severe malnutrition. They continued, we have since learned new information, including from the hospital that treated him and his medical records, and have updated our story to add context about his pre-existing health problems, which they would have known if they had seen the larger photo of what seems to be his brother next to him in perfect health. Let me translate. The New York Times knew they were lying. They knew they were cropping an image and posting it as pure propaganda to provide help to Hamas. What else do you expect from the Democratic Party, Tommy Vitor, one of the Pod Save America guys, and Obama bro? What else do you expect? This is who you are. I believe that Hamas has to be destroyed. I believe war is hell. I understand as fact that Hamas started this. I understand that Hamas has always started this. And I believe in their full-on destruction so an actual peace can occur. And for this idea that Palestinians don't have a homeland, They don't have a place of their own. They had Gaza, and then they voted for a terrorist organization to run them. And the rest, as they say, is history. But I was surprised to see this from Megyn Kelly.
I'm always reluctant to put too much stock in the images coming out of Gaza, that phrase, because they're manipulated and they're masters of propaganda, and they're fine having their own children starve just as long as they can put them on camera and show them off to the world. That's Hamas. And frankly, it's a lot of Palestinians. So I'm very skeptical of taking those images at face value and saying it's Israel's fault. Having said that, it's time. It's time now. Israel, whether it realizes it or not, has made itself the villain of the world in letting this thing go on so long. They have lost support amongst their dearest friends. And even the entire Democrat Party here in the United States has turned against them, and they're losing Republicans by the day here in America, which is their most important ally. So whether the fight continues to be just or not is almost irrelevant. As Trump said when he was running this time last year, not yet elected, time to wrap it up. And that's how I feel too.
Well, I'm glad that's how you feel, but it's not how the Israelis feel. And the loss of support, I would argue, is support that never actually existed. And if you want to tell me that they're vilified or hated by the world, I don't know where you've been, Megyn, but that's been the case since October 7th, since before October 7th, and since October 8th. Did you think that there was this world community coming to give Israel a hug? It never happened. It never happened for Jews in America. They only got vilified and attacked. It never happened for Israel. What exactly are you referring to here, Megyn? I think you're missing a much larger conversation. Has this gone on longer than any of us would like? Absolutely. Because we would much rather that Hamas was already destroyed. But they're not. Maybe it's because they didn't go in strong enough in the beginning, worried about what the world might think. I don't think Israel is concerned anymore about what the world thinks. I think they're going to try and end the terrorist threat and keep their survival. And I think it takes a strong hand to be supportive. And I think time to wrap it up is not the proper statement. Put you in league with the Pod Save America Obama bros. And I don't think that's where you actually want to be. Matt Bear has traffic.
Fatal crash at the Crown Hill neighborhood. Westbound 38th Street is closed at Boulevard. Boulevard closed at 38th. Ryan with more at 802. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with the best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. I've been working out there now for nearly 2 decades, and let me tell you, it works. I'm in my 70s now, and I'm doing things on the farm that I couldn't even do in my 40s. Lifting and carrying, working the way I want to, without worrying if my body can keep up. Now that's real strength. That's real results. What makes Exercise Inc. different? Well, it's the people. The professional staff, many with over 15 years of experience, know exactly how to guide me, support me, and push me to be my very strongest because they know what works. It only takes 20 minutes a week. No wasted time, no crowded gyms, just real results. If you're tired of feeling weaker, if you want more energy and strength for everyday life, give this a try. The consultation is free, and I can promise you it's worth it. Exercise Inc. It's helped me stay strong for nearly 20 years. They can help you too. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up. They've got locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, and in Fishers too. That's exerciseinc.com. You know that feeling of a fresh, clean home? This is Denny Smith for Zero Res, and Zero Res is celebrating National Carpet Cleaning Month with a great summer special. Get 3 rooms Zero Resified and get 1 room free and $50 off air duct cleaning too. Just think about everything that's always left behind in and on your floors. Dirt, dust, allergens, pet dander, and stains. Vacuuming is just not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of carpet. Zero Res can clean virtually any surface in your home, and remember, Zero Res's patented ZR water cleans with no soaps, no residue, and no harsh chemicals. It's clean, safe, and effective. And that's why they have a 4.9 rating on Google with over 5,000 reviews. With the aftermath of graduation parties, summer barbecues, holidays, and family festivities, it really is time to call in the Zero Res pros to do the pit stop on your floors. Just call Zero Res, mention WIBC, and when you get 3 rooms Zero Resified, you'll get 1 room free and $50 off air duct cleaning too. ZeroResIndy.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Have recent storms caused damage to your roofing or siding? Cochran Exteriors is now offering free inspections to assess the condition of your home, from blown-offs to full replacements. Cochran Exteriors knows the insurance process and will make your home as good as new as fast as possible. Trust a company that was here before the storm and will be long after. For your free, no-obligation consultation, schedule today at CochranExteriors.com or call 317-ROOFING. Cochran Exteriors, referred for a reason for over 15 years.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, why a car collided with a pole on Indianapolis's north side earlier this morning, what Indy's top cop is saying about one of his officers being shot, and why business leaders in Fishers are excited. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
Hawaii is in less danger now. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's a tsunami warning siren that was issued after a powerful earthquake off the Russian coast.
8.8 magnitude, the 6th largest ever recorded, 6th strongest ever recorded. Really, anytime you get up to an 8 or stronger, you are looking at a catastrophic level of an earthquake, and that can set off a tsunami.
And it did, but Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz says it has not been catastrophic.
The largest waves we've seen getting up close to 6 feet on the Hawaiian Islands, the Big Island getting up close to 5 feet. These have been the largest waves we've seen. Now, that is kind of winding down at this point. At one point, we were at a tsunami warning. It's currently been downgraded to a tsunami advisory there for the Hawaiian Islands. But those waves continue to march across the Pacific Ocean and now beginning to interact with the West Coast.
And there have been 2 to 5 foot waves reported in the San Francisco area. A vigil in New York City for the 4 people murdered in Monday's shooting spree in a Manhattan high-rise building. Here's Mayor Eric Adams.
To have to walk through and see the remnants of violence of that level tore at me.
A gunman killing himself after killing an off-duty NYPD officer, an executive at the investment company Blackstone, an employee of the real estate firm Rudin Management, and a security guard.
They say that grief is the price you pay for love.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Both the mayor and the governor are Democrats and called for stricter gun laws. Israel keeps attacking Hamas in Gaza, where Palestinian officials say at least 46 people were killed. And amid growing concern about starvation and a lack of food in Gaza, Britain says it plans to recognize a Palestinian state in September unless Israel agrees to a ceasefire. Ozzy Osbourne fans lining the streets of Birmingham, England to pay their last respects to the rock icon.
He was just always true to his word. He was just kept it real, said it how it was, and that's what everyone loves about him.
She's among the thousands who watched the hearse carrying Ozzy's body drive by in a procession on the way to a private funeral service. He died last week at 76. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why a car collided with a pole on Indy's north side this morning. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 76 degrees. going up to 94. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02.
That victim was transported to an area hospital in critical condition and unfortunately has later been pronounced deceased at the hospital.
And that is IMPD Officer Tommy Thompson at a news conference last hour about a woman that was hit and killed by somebody driving a white SUV along 38th Street near Boulevard Place.
Again, we've continued to speak on being careful, and as a driver and as a pedestrian, it's all parties. As a bicyclist, bikers, everybody has to do their part, keep their heads up.
And Tommy added,
the driver tried to avoid this collision at all costs, right? Striking a pole. It was just too late. It's just devastating, though. Think what that driver's going to have to go through thinking about this.
And police are still looking into this. Expect heavier than usual traffic in the area. Matt Baer with more in minutes in the WIBC Traffic Center. On Indianapolis's west side yesterday afternoon.
They're pissed off. They're sick and tired of the violence that's occurring in our community, and they want somebody to say something and do something about it.
That's FOP President Rick Snyder speaking at a hospital where one of his officers was taken after he was shot several times. With more on the story, here's WIBC's news director, John Herrick.
A 4-year veteran of IMPD was chasing a stolen car that had 4 people inside it on Indy's west side. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey said Tuesday night one of the suspects shot the officer who was just trying to get the whole situation under control.
The attack that we saw today is a second attack on an IMPD officer in less than a week by a dangerous person armed with a weapon and the intent to kill.
He says 3 of the 4 suspects have been apprehended, but 1 remains at large. The officer was shot several times, but is expected to recover. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And Fishers construction is underway on the crossing at Fishers District, which is a new $30 million development by BW Development. City leaders recently held a groundbreaking at that site. Indiana Fever player Chloe Bibby is from Australia, but she was in China when she got the call last week that the Fever needed a player because of Caitlin Clark's injury. She debuted against Chicago and scored 8 points, and tonight she's back against the Phoenix Mercury.
Everyone has honestly just been super lovely and really helpful, just trying to help me get the plays and, feel comfortable. So really kudos to all my teammates and the coaches for really making me feel comfortable.
And Caitlin Clark will miss her 5th game in a row tonight. Training camp for the Indianapolis Colts continued Tuesday at Grand Park.
It's good to see the next play mentality from our guys. It's the NFL. They're going to catch balls. We've got to be able to respond and handle things the right way, and I think that group overall has done a good job.
And that's Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo. The Colts kick off preseason play next Thursday against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Ryan, looking at 38th Street and Boulevard Place. Yes, the investigation into that fatal crash continues, and right now westbound 38th Street is closed at Boulevard, so we're getting pushed to Capitol. That is a southbound one-way if you're not heading to downtown. Peel off earlier to Illinois. You have options there. Southbound 6570, stop traffic from Michigan Street down to the South Split. Northbound 65 crash before Raymond on the left shoulder. This is stop and go after South Keystone into the South Split. South side, eastbound 465 slow before 65 to Emerson Avenue. And a construction slowdown south side, northbound 65 after Southport Road to 465. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic from 106th Street to 82nd. That's a 4-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist, what's going on?
Hey, good morning. We have a heat advisory once again until about 8 p.m. for I-70 and Point South. Sunny, hot, and humid today. Highs around 94 with heat indices at 100 plus. Tonight, some scattered showers and storms move in, lows near 70. And for tomorrow, we're going to look for mainly cloudy skies, some scattered showers and storms. It's going to be cooler and less humid. Highs near 77 on Thursday, 79 Friday, sunny and beautiful. And the weekend looks good as well with highs near 80, dry conditions, and low humidity as well.
That is Tara Hastings from Wish TV. Tara, thank you as always. Right now, we've got our, it is hot. It just is, and then it won't be, and that will be good. For now, not good. 74 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:07. It was an 8.8 on the Richter scale. Off the coast of Russia, the eastern side of Russia. Tsunami warnings in Hawaii, tsunami warnings and watches for the West Coast, the whole of California, up to Oregon and Washington, into British Columbia. Those tsunamis did not manifest with viciousness. Certainly, there are some things we won't know about Hawaii until the sunlight, but we're not getting reports of levels of devastation. And I'm thankful about it, and you should be too. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. It's a large-scale quake. It's a big, big, big number. And the damage, we don't know yet, to places like Japan, Korean Peninsula, etc., in terms of what they may have felt from this. But the tsunami was coming in our direction, right? You're talking about an earthquake where part of the Earth's crust is dipping down, right? Plates are moving on top of each other. That means something comes underneath, which means one plate goes down. So the water level goes down. The other water level, well, the water is going to go somewhere, and then that's what creates the wave. And it will move quite literally across the earth. And those waves can get very, very high because you have this rush of water on top of existing water. It has to go somewhere. That's what happens. That is the concern. In Hawaii, the sirens went off, having people move to higher ground. It hit at about 7:14 p.m. was the estimated time, Hawaii time. Remember, they are 6 hours behind us. But so far, everything seems to be quite all right there. We'll see what any level of damage is, whether it be in Hawaii or along the coast there. In Russia, Japan, some of our allies. We'll see how that goes. And yes, a lot of people discussing the contract extension for Bernard Raymond. I'm sorry, I said Bernhard. Sorry, my apologies, sir. And how he signed a 4-year contract extension as an offensive lineman with the Colts, one of the highest paid left tackles in the league. And the contract, which some say is $100 million, $60 million of which is guaranteed. The question is, who is he going to be protecting back there? And from everything that I am seeing, it's that Anthony Richardson started out in a very, very bad way, and has gotten better as the days have gone on. I have no idea whether or not he's going to be the starter. Nothing will surprise me. Nothing will shock me. If you told me that Daniel Jones was going to be the starter, I would believe it. Absolutely believe it. Anthony Richardson might just need more time. Physical phenom, absolutely. Gets injured too easily? Possibly. That's up to more football guys to decide. But is there any question that this isn't finished, that they don't know? I don't think there's any question. I'm saying they don't know. I'm not saying they're looking at Riley Leonard, although that would be super cool. I'm saying that I do not believe that it is a lock that Anthony Richardson is the starter. I said this as training camp started. I say it now. But we will continue. It's a very cool setup there, Grand Park. You should go check it out when you get the chance. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Pat Sullivan here for my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Summer brings fun in the sun, but also sneaky underground root growth that could wreak havoc on your main line. Have signs of a clog? Who to call is a no-drainer. Call my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. During the month of July, Hope is offering a $49 mainline snaking with a free camera inspection. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Attention! If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. And using your FSA or HSA funds, you could save up to 30% off. To find out if you're a viable candidate, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-348-2596. Instead of masking the symptoms, it resolves the problem at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Find out if you're a viable candidate today. Request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics, 463-348-2596, 463-348-2596.
Hi, this is Zach from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Summer is the perfect time to schedule fall pruning. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. 317-903-0102 or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Another update is just minutes away.
Shot up an office building in Midtown Manhattan.
Armed with an AR-15.
Killing 4. Shot himself in the chest.
Hear the news.
Michael Lewis stalking Caitlin Clark, sentenced to nearly 3 years.
As events happen.
First preseason game next Thursday.
We'll happen to be there.
Kenny Moore is a defensive back.
Different situations that we still need to work on. Still early on right now to be comfortable.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
South side crash, Tony, northbound 65 before Raymond. It's on the left shoulder, causing slow traffic back to Keystone Avenue. And even after that, we're still in construction, so we're slow up to the south split. Southbound 6570 stop and go from the north split down to Fletcher Avenue. And a reminder, westbound 38th Street still shut down at Boulevard Place from a fatal crash way earlier this morning. Somebody was hit by a car, and we'll talk more about that coming up during 8:30 newscast. But right now, westbound 38th Street closed at Capitol Avenue, and Boulevard Place is shut down at 38th Street as well. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
In the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, the time is 8:16.
Throw away the radio. Suitcase keeps you awake. Hide the telephone in case you realize that sometimes you're just not.
There's more than what's happening regarding Jeffrey Epstein or trade deals, like dozens killed in an attack on a Catholic church in the Congo. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. The Allied Democratic Forces, don't be fooled by the name, storming a church in a city called Commanda. This according to the UN. They are Islamist extremists known as the ADF, and they killed at least 43 people, including 9 children, in a story that isn't going to be talked about at all. It's a story, once again, of Islamists. It's a story, once again, of what exactly are we doing the world over? Are we fully aware of all the issues? If you ask me, are we engaged enough, concerned enough, aware enough, talking about enough, I answer absolutely not. Not in any way. And we see this problem, whether this is Hamas in Israel, whether this is the Iranian regime and Toto. We've got this in the Congo. We've got this with the Houthi rebels. We've got this in other places. The issues in London, in Paris, the issues are the same. This same group, according to the Congolese military, carried out an attack where 82 civilians were killed. So, not quite sure how to fix this for Congo. I don't know how they go about fixing it. What I will note is that it just won't be discussed. Yet somehow I should be told that Islamophobia is the most important thing to discuss, and there are no attacks on Christians anywhere. I think if we're going to discuss all the things, we should discuss all the things. And we shouldn't be piecemealing the things, hiding the things, being afraid to discuss the things. This is a horrific story, and this is just one, I would bet, if I started doing deep research, of many. And many stories that don't get discussed publicly because, that would be offensive. I must admit that the more people tell me something is offensive to discuss, the more I want to tell those people to please stop being in my spheres. We're not talking about the world we want. We're talking about the world we have, and how do we deal with it? How do you deal with the world that you have? This is the question. The world that we have is that Islamists want a worldwide caliphate and will kill anybody who gets in their path. Now what? Why is this something not to admit? the whole of the UK will fall. William will be the last king. Louis will never ascend to the throne. There will be nothing left unless they do something about it. And doing something about it will not come kind. It will not come easy. Yeah. These are the facts as presented. It's not going to change. The U.S. and China are going to talk about extending the tariff pause deadline. Okay. You do that. I think this is more time to get a deal. Maybe it's a conversation of looking at this EU deal and saying, what does it mean to me? And I will tell you, I've stared at the EU deal. I think the most amazing part about the European Union trade deal is that the European Union allowed Trump to announce it in a way that showed a complete and total victory and utter humiliation for the Europeans. Because some of those things, whether it's energy or whether it's military, that was going to happen. But you let Trump announce it as a deal. Good Lord. Ain't that something? You're going to open up markets? Terrific. I look forward to seeing the markets actually be utilized. And then there are things, of course, we're discussing like tariff rebates where I'll let Kevin O'Leary explain it.
The only reason Europeans have agreed to an asymmetric tariff, in other words, they're paying more to come and bring their products here than we are paying to go into Europe, is because of two sectors, pharma and automotive. They can't give up access to the American market for these behemoth businesses they have in pharma and automotive. What's interesting about this whole narrative about rebate checks, because Trump also brought it up, and these other ideas, That's a bad idea. What should be happening now with any extra income is to pay down the national debt.
I would agree
That's
with
the opportunity, because the greatest gift you can give to the future is to pay down the debt, which is just really, really big.
This is what we've been saying. So we have a backup, but he says it in a very simple way. But this is also true.
And so I think at the end of the day, we're still negotiating with these countries, because we don't have deals with Mexico, no deals with Canada, India, no deal. Europe looks like it's negotiating something here. But the real big mama is China. And we're just starting the dance with those guys.
True. And that's what we see now from continuing the pause on the tariffs. Our deal with China is going to be different than our deal with the EU, because of what gets produced in China and certain markets that we want access to. But anything that diminishes China's economic capacity is good for us, is valuable, is important, and we should absolutely be in favor of, because a trade deal is much more than about the trade. There is a national security conversation that goes along with it, and I think it's important for us to keep that in mind. We see this as part of the EU deal, and it was kind of glossed over. The buying of military hardware, the buying of energy is not only about the European Union's national security and recognizing that Russia is the threat, and recognizing that the United States will not be the nation just to bail you out, because this was absolutely the story for years post-war, post-World War II. Then it got abusive. This is what Trump stated and said, you guys got to start paying up, to which the European Union and all of NATO scoffed. Then they got Joe Biden, and they realized they had nobody they could depend on, because Biden was a big hot mess. They better start paying for their own defense. That got to the 2% deal. Now we've got a 5% deal with NATO on GDP. And now you have this purchase, which, as I state, is probably going to happen anyway. So not only is that a national security conversation for the European Union, it is for us, because us being able to sell our hardware is good for us. Now you say to me, well, Tony, you're just talking about advancing the military-industrial complex, to quote Eisenhower. I think that he was right in his warning, but I also think it's right that American companies that build great hardware are able to sell that hardware. I think that's better for us overall and our defense. I think Europe being able to better defend itself against Russian aggression is better for us, which is why I always supporting Ukraine being able to fight back against the Russians after their invasion of Ukraine. But the national security conversation is also the energy conversation. Us being the exporter of energy, $750 billion worth, means that Russia isn't the exporter of energy, which means they have less dollars coming in, which is better. All of this moves in these multiple pieces. And all this brings us to the China conversation about what is done to create any level of deal that would be seen as success that also diminishes their power, because no success can happen that doesn't diminish their power. And this is why it's such a hard deal, if it can even be done. Because the Chinese believe that they've got markets outside of the United States that even with the tariffs, they'll survive and be fine. And I think there's some extent to which that is true. So what does a deal look like? And how do these other deals put pressure on? As I stated from the beginning, and I still hold true to this, you've got the deal with Japan, you have the deal with the Philippines, that's great. You need the South Korean deal, you need the India deal. Once you have those in place, then we can take a look at what they are and how China might react. Those are the deals. I mean, the European Union deal is interesting, but those are the deals that will most make China figure out how they have to respond and whether or not they're even willing to, which we should admit is a possibility. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
All right, Tony, looking at northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from Keystone Avenue onto the South Split. We had crashes in that area, and they have cleared, but we're still delayed 6 minutes because it's a construction zone. Inbound 69 slow from 106th Street to 465. Northbound 465 tied from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
You won't believe how much money Indiana's U.S. House reps have accepted to travel around the world.
Join us Wednesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Do you have storm damage to your roof or siding? It's been rough this summer, I know. Cochran Exteriors is now offering free inspections to assess the condition of your home. From blown-offs to full replacements, Cochran Exteriors knows the insurance process and will make your home as good as new as fast as possible. Help your home find the fountain of roof. Trust a company that was here before the storm will be long after. For your free no-obligation consultation, schedule at CochranExteriors.com or call 317-ROOFING. 317-ROOFING. Cochran Exteriors, referred for a reason for over 15 years.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick. Destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
We all have people in our lives we interact with. Maybe it's your favorite barista, a neighbor who waves to you every morning, a coworker you grab lunch with, or maybe it's me, the hairstylist you've gone to for years. What if you learned I had a substance use disorder? Would it change how you see me? It's okay to see the addiction, but when you choose to see the person, not just their disease, it can help change someone's life. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. We know inflation, tariffs, fiscal policy, interest rates, all of these can affect the financial markets in the short term, but it doesn't make any sense to keep changing the way you invest in response to what you hear. My friends at Trajan Wealth are holding a complimentary movie premiere of their documentary, Retirement on the Brink, and it discusses strategies to safeguard your financial future and show you a smarter way to plan for your future. It's September 25th, 6 p.m. at Flick's Brewhouse in Carmel. Call today and get on the list for this exclusive event, 800-670-0366, or go to retirementonthebrink.com. This movie premiere, this one-time event, is the new eye-opening documentary everyone nearing retirement needs. I encourage you to reserve your VIP seat now by calling 800-670-0366 or go to retirementonthebrink.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Offer ends September 1st. IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The feds say what happened in Cincinnati may have been a hate crime. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis, where it's 76 degrees. We're going up to the mid-90s today. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 8:31.
Cincinnati police say 3 of the 5 people charged in connection with the fight have been arrested and face assault and aggravated riot charges. It happened early Saturday and involved about 100 people, according to the Cincinnati police chief, who called it a, quote, violent attack.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers.
The FBI has opened a federal investigation into the incident, which went viral online after videos were shared on social media. The fight apparently started with a verbal altercation and quickly grew when a punch was thrown. Court records show at least one of those arrested is a convicted felon with a history of drug charges.
And police say a music festival was happening nearby, but the fight wasn't connected to it. An officer shot in Indianapolis multiple times Tuesday afternoon.
On the west side of Indy around 2 o'clock, officers were called about somebody driving a stolen car. IMPD Assistant Chief Michael Wally says an officer caught up to it.
A total of 4 suspects were in the vehicle, and 1 male passenger immediately ran from the vehicle.
And that's WIBC News Director John Herrick reporting.
Wally says one of the other suspects came around the car and fired his gun at the officer, forcing him to return fire. The officer was shot at least 3 times, but is expected to be okay.
And police are still looking into this. Meanwhile, the neighborhood around where the shooting happened has neighbors scared.
Every night we hear gunshots, but for it to happen directly in our apartment complex, that's a problem, and that's scary. That's too close to home.
And the woman says one of the guns that the cops were looking for was found in her building. The Department of Justice says an Indianapolis man with a violent career criminal record was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison for lighting an Indigo bus and the bus shelter on fire. In addition to that, DeMarcus McLeod was ordered to pay about $2 million in restitution. There are warnings in western parts of the U.S. today to stay away from shorelines following an 8.8 magnitude quake in eastern Russia.
Tsunami waves reaching U.S. shores after one of the strongest earthquakes ever to hit Russia's Far East, which triggered emergency evacuations, sending millions fleeing for higher ground in the Russian region, northern Japan, Hawaii, and the west coast of the U.S. Residents in Hawaii, which was bracing for the most severe impact, now allowed to return home.
Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has downgraded the forecast from a tsunami warning to a tsunami advisory.
Hawaii Department of Defense Adjunct General Stephen Logan saying advisory means there is the potential for strong currents and dangerous waves, as well as flooding on beaches or in harbors. Experts warning the impact of the tsunami could last for more than a day. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
Happening today in Birmingham, Alabama, or Birmingham, England. The metal legend Ozzy Osbourne is being laid to rest. The 76-year-old singer passed away last week after his farewell concert with Black Sabbath. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. Caitlin Clark once again out tonight for the Indiana Fever for the 5th game in a row with a groin injury. The Fever playing the Phoenix Mercury, and head coach Stephanie White says Kelsey Mitchell will have to carry the scoring load.
She's been playing at a high level all year long. We are depending on her a little bit more from a scoring standpoint than we were with Caitlin on the floor. And we always depend on her, but now it's different. Her ability to get touches, her ability to get other players involved.
And Clark has missed 15 games this season. There's no timetable for her return. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. Here, Fever coverage over on 107.5 The Fan beginning at 6:30. You may have heard the Colts have agreed to a contract extension with offensive lineman Bernard Raymond. $60 million guaranteed.
We've always wanted to be here, so it's such a blessing to be here. So we're just excited to be Colts for 4 more years.
And the Colts open their preseason schedule next Thursday on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. Major League Baseball, the Dodgers over the Reds 5-4, and the Milwaukee Brewers beat the Cubs 9-3. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:35, traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Ryan, check it out. Westbound 38th Street at Boulevard Place. We are good to go there. And Yes, you can make your way through now as we check out that earlier closure. This was a fatal crash from earlier that also shut down Boulevard at 38th. Northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic after South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split. That's because of road construction. And then southbound 6570, same construction zone. Loaded from the North Split down to the South Split. Inbound 69, delayed 3 minutes, 106, 282nd. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
The warm weather continues. It will break this weekend. 76 degrees right now in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight. Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Dow futures up 16, NASDAQ futures up 32. You have got oil prices, which are now hovering at 70, right? $69.20 a barrel on the West Texas crude. The Brent crude now at $72.53. Oil prices were in the 60s and weren't being affected by tariffs, and now we're seeing this. 10-year Treasury at 4.364. And coming out now, the U.S. economy growing at 3% in quarter 2. I'm sorry, you saying GDP? Dr. Matt Will just texted me. Wait. Are we saying GDP was 3%? Because what people are going to say is, even with tariffs, we're still at 3%. That's a pretty nice amount of growth. That's, at least, I absolutely believe that's what they're going to put out. Now, how does this affect inflation? And how does this affect what is going to be the announcement from Jerome Powell, chairman of the Federal Reserve, regarding interest rates? I'm putting my marker down. No shot are we going to see interest rates go down. Not happening. Consumer spending up 1.4% in the second quarter, better than the 0.5% in the quarter before it. Okay, let's see. Does the market respond in an upward movement? It hasn't done anything yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. Interesting numbers, indeed. I had something else in this. Where did I have? I had one more story of economics. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just doing some early drinking. I don't think that's the case. No, I talked about the cars. I thought this was very interesting as we were talking about credit card debt, and that, credit card debt is getting paid down, but it's still incredibly high. But car loans are at their highest level in 4 years in terms of cars that are underwater. That the average amount owed on loans was over $6,700, and the average monthly payment was $915, which is a mind scramble of a number. And these things seem to be in totally opposite proportion. People are underwater on their cars. They're paying down debt, but the debt is still higher than ever. And GDP is 3%, even with tariffs. I don't know what to make of this. And I'm not so sure anybody else has got a good answer either. The more I'm staring at this GDP number and doing some reading as we're doing the show, this is crazy. That's a crazy good number, 3%. But yet inflation's not under control. So we've got record debt. People are paying off debt. People are underwater on their vehicles, but they're spending more for a vehicle. We have tariffs, but we have a higher GDP. Sure. Sounds great. Oh, good gosh. Might spend some time trying to break this down even more on Tony Katz today at noon. I am not in tomorrow. I will not be here. I will not tell you where I will be. It is super secret. I can't tell you where. But I will tell you this: the world is crazy, but we don't have to be. I know it's Wednesday, and we usually do it Thursday, but we do what we do. It is the TK Thursday Music Moment on a Wednesday, brought to you by Kill a Dent Removal. KillaDentRemoval.com. You have got a door ding, right? Somebody ran into you at the supermarket. Someone opened the door into you. You got hail damage, whatever the case may be. Kill a Dent Removal will come to you. Paintless dent removal, door ding repair, mobile dent repair. Make your hood look as good as new. Make the roof look as good as new. Those doors that have got the dings on them, boom, they're out, they're done, and it's all paint-free, and it is fantastic. Paintless dent removal from Kill a Dent. KillaDentRemoval.com. KillaDentRemoval.com. That's who you call. That's who you go to get your car looking good as new. The world is crazy. But we don't have to be. And you've heard me say this many times. Everybody is nuts and everything is nuts. And they try and make us nuts. And honestly, it's no way to live. You got to take a breath. You got to take a beat. You got to roll down the window in your car. You got to turn up the speakers wherever it is you are. You got to grab a drink. Hey, you might work third shift and just gotten home. I am not here to judge. As long as you're not in the car, I'm fine with what you're doing. You know, you handle you. And we take a moment, play some music, clear our head, and then we get back to it. It is just that easy. So, on this music moment, I'm surprised I haven't gotten to it sooner, considering the world is crazy and we don't have to be. I might as well get to it. It is 2006 from the album St. Elsewhere. Gnarls Barkley with Crazy. Producer Carl, hit it.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. And I hope that you are having the time of your life. But think twice. That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Bless your soul. You really think you're in control? Well, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy, just like me. My heroes had the heart to live the lives I wanna live, and all I remember is thinking I wanna be like them. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. And there's no coincidence I've come. And I can die when I'm done. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. Probably.
The world is crazy. We should relax every now and again. And that's what it is. The full list of songs for the TK Tony Katz Thursday Music Moment, even though it's on a Wednesday, is there at WIBC.com. You should check it out for yourself. Matt Bear has traffic.
All right, Tony, looking at northbound 65 at South Side. And stop-and-go traffic from South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split. That's because of road construction. And then we look at southbound 69 slowing before 96th Street down to 82nd and northbound 465. Stop-and-go traffic on the northwest side from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete makes summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with our best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got 77 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:47.
You know, sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating, whether it's missed appointments, sloppy workmanship, or just a general sense of indifference about helping you. Frustrating hardly describes that experience, Hammer.
And that's why we want to welcome a new advertiser to the Hammer and Nigel family, somebody you're going to be hearing quite a bit about in the coming months, Victor's Home Solutions.
Victor's installs the highest quality roofs available for your home, and they take all those negative stereotypes and turn them on their head.
They start with the basics, prompt, follow-up, showing up to appointments on time. And then they go above and beyond with installation teams that are so skilled, so precise, that Victor's is able to offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install.
5-star customer service and perfect installation. You're going to be really impressed with Victor's. They're the only roofer Hammer and I recommend to our listeners. It all starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. Call 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
This is the soundtrack of summer.
And new memories are waiting at your Indiana State Fair.
Your Indiana State Fair returns this Friday. Join us for the greatest 15 days of summer as we welcome back the rides, animals, free entertainment, and more. There's something for everyone, so bring the whole family. Save through tomorrow night with advanced discount tickets.
Sounds like fun. Your Indiana State Fair, presented by Get Prepared Indiana.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell and Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
Politics, punchlines, and pure WIBC. The Mashup Podcast pulls the day's best moments from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, and drops them in one place. New episodes each weekday. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that TV theme song? Here is how we play our game. Producer Carl picks a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is. My idea is wrong, but I have an idea of what this is. And I've got a couple of them to choose from, actually. But I'll do what I do, and I will phone a friend. Matt Bear from the WIBC Traffic Center, Matt in Traffic on Twitter X. What is this TV theme song?
This is Love Boat, Tony.
That's close. That's close. That's not it, though. That is not.
Was it close?
Yeah.
I love it, though.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
I'm vacillating between two, and I might not be right on either one. The chat room, by the way, is of no freaking help whatsoever. None. Live streaming there at WIBC at the WIBC YouTube channel, 93 WIBC there on YouTube. You should go subscribe and be a part of that. No help from social media at all.
This is the one with the painter. The guy, Happy Little Trees.
This is not the theme to Bob Ross.
Oh, it totally is. Happy Little Trees. Happy Little Tony.
Happy Little Tonys?
Happy Little...
Yeah, somebody should paint that.
Happy Little Statues.
Somebody should paint a painting, but instead of Bob Ross trees, it should just be Happy Little Tonys.
That's a Kick Butt TK shirt you have on, by the way.
Thank you. By the way, the level of people who like to talk about my logo, it's too plain. It's too simple. Did a toddler make that? Dear Lord, everyone's got free time. Go make me a better logo.
Hey, I know my stuff. That logo is perfect. Don't change.
Thank you. This is not the theme to Newhart, although this could very well be the theme to Murder, She Wrote. I don't think it is. This is the theme to either Hotel or I forgot what I had another one. I had another guess.
Total Request Live.
No, this is not the theme to TRL. That's awesome. Oh gosh. Now it's eluding me.
Singled
Dang
out.
it, I had it. This was the theme to Hotel, or this was the theme to
It's not Dynasty.
No, what was this the theme? You know what? This is not the theme to Nip Tuck.
No, this is totally Nip Tuck.
Everyone's ridiculous.
Might think about getting a liposuction.
You do me a favor, Carl. Just buzz Matt again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't even guess.
Yes, well, just getting ready for it.
Flavor
oh
of Love.
God,
CSI.
Dang it! It's not the theme to Hotel. What was the other choice?
Law and Order.
Oh God, it's killing me. All right, producer Carl, what is this the theme to?
Wings.
Oh, of course.
This is the theme to Wings?
According to YouTube, it is. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, a couple of people got it on the YouTube live stream on the chat because, you know, they Shazammed it. Just admit that you're a bunch of dirty chat room cheaters. That's all. I would not have gotten that. I would not have gotten that at all. The full list of TV theme songs is there at WIBC.com. And you can check it out for yourself. On Tony Katz today at noon, we'll dig into more of this GDP number, 3%. This is insane. That's a very, very good number. And Trump just announcing a 25% tariff on India, which I assume is to try and get them to the table. And then a penalty for trade with Russia because India buys what? Russian oil. Okay, well, to Russia, maybe you should have made the deal with Kyiv. I think that is basically the argument. A lot to talk about on Tony Katz today at noon. You hear that nationwide. We just need more people in the nation hearing it. We're working on it every day. I will be there at noon. I'll catch you then. Kendall and Casey are up next, and Matt Bear's in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's up, Matt?
Inbound 69, 3-minute delay, 106th Street, 282nd now. On the south side, northbound 65, delayed 7 minutes. South Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. And southbound 65, 70 drags from the North Foot down to